From the Kiss 92.5 studios in Toronto, Canada.
Ladies and gentlemen,
This is Roz and Mocha.
it's Roz Mocha. What's going on?
Hey guys, this is Bruno Mars.
This is Selena Gomez.
Chainsmokers.
Lady Gaga.
Calvin Harris.
Celestia Cara.
This is Ed Sheeran.
You're listening to my boys Roz and Mocha.
Roz and Mocha.
My boys Roz and Mocha.
The Roz and Mocha Show.
Between Roz and Mocha, who is your favorite?
Mocha. You guys are so funny, man.
Congratulations, Lisa! Wow! You just won $1,000.
It's amazing. Y'all just made my entire morning. Keep it up.
You guys are awesome, man. This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Hey, Mocha.
Yes.
You ready?
Yes.
Let's do the news.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
News break.
God, I keep rewatching that McDavid breakaway goal last night. Oh, my God. Oilers win. Oilers win.
Now the Stars in Dallas, and the Oilers are headed for a rematch with the Florida Panthers in the Stanley Cup Final.
I like when it's when two teams make it 2 years in a row. It's good drama. Really good drama.
My kid is so excited because he's a
huge
McDavid fan.
Yeah,
he was up.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, because our schedules are so off now, like with bedtime.
Yeah.
I go to bed. He kisses me goodnight.
Yeah.
I go to bed, and I could hear him. I'm in the bedroom. He's in the family room watching the game.
Yeah.
And like screaming at the top of his lungs.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
so cute. Please record that.
He loves it. He loves it.
Yeah.
But yes, you're right. This rematch,
Yeah.
you know what it's like? WrestleMania 3 and 4.
I was going to say. Yeah, totally.
Right? Hogan and Andre.
Yeah. Oh, right. Yeah.
Facts.
I forgot about that.
Remember that
Here,
like it was yesterday.
here is Connor McDavid.
I wonder what the next little while will be like for you, how long you will enjoy this before you look forward to the Stanley Cup Final.
I don't know. I mean, maybe you could tell me when the game is. I don't know. I feel like it's going to be a long ways away. So obviously a lot of preparing to do. Going up against a great team. The Stanley Cup champs from last year. Third finals in a row. Not much you could say about them. They're great. We'll have our hands full, but we're a good team. We're a special team. And we feel good about our game.
Love it.
There you go. When does it start?
June 4th.
Wednesday. So here's
8
the
p.m.
schedule. It's weird. So they got a game Wednesday night. That's game 1. Game 2 is Friday night. And then game 3 isn't until Monday.
That's a
which
terrible
means
schedule.
Next Saturday and Sunday, there is no hockey.
It's a terrible schedule.
Which I don't understand because hockey on Sportsnet, Rogers, CBC, like always.
It's a terrible schedule.
They're Wednesday,
Huge.
Friday, Monday, Thursday, which
That's
is a weird.
terrible schedule.
Yeah. It's like those Saturday night hockeys are huge on those networks. I don't know what's going on.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
I got that alert on my phone yesterday from
Yeah.
Pickering. 13-year-old has been arrested in the fatal stabbing of an elderly woman in Pickering. Here is Durham Police Chief Peter Moreira.
I worked in homicide for a long time, and I can tell you that an unprovoked attack like this is just unimaginable. And the woman was doing nothing but what everyone would do in front of their own home. After a brief interaction, the suspect stabbed the female in a sadistic and cowardly unprovoked attack that was captured on video.
Oh my gosh.
It's because it's rare when you get like a shelter in place over something over a violent crime. Like it's super rare that happens because it was just like during the day, and this woman was just like gardening like in her front yard, and this kid walked up and just stabbed her. And there's been a bunch of video because everybody's ring cams and stuff like this got like he was just walking down the sidewalk afterwards, right? So here is Pickering Mayor Kevin Ash.
I think to myself what a troubled young man he might be. I think about the burden of mental health that's no doubt affecting him. I think about how it's going to impact his family. And I'm shocked that a person so young has so much hate in them.
And they can't release his name, but it's all over because I guess everybody recognized him because there was you see his face in the video, and somebody else had put out another video. I don't know if it was him or not. He was wearing the exact same thing where it was like 2 nights before at like 3 a.m. trying to get into somebody's house.
Really?
On their ring cam. I don't know. It was somebody wearing the same mask and the same jacket.
Yeah, very long jacket, like a trench.
Yeah. So that is a crazy, crazy story. My God, 13. What the hell?
The Roz and Mocha Show
Podcast.
So the Gardner Expressway and the DVP will both be shut down on Sunday for the Bike for Brain Health.
Hey, great.
It's a lot. That's a crazy, that's like.
It happens every year, though.
I know.
And
no,
every year you act so surprised.
No, because when it's the run, it's only one. It's only like the north and then the east. But this is both because it's a track, right?
Well, yeah.
Where you go, it starts off at the CNE and then it goes like up to the 401 and then you go back down the south side of the Gardner. Well, no, I don't know. I'm just saying it's a lot, right?
I know.
Yeah.
Roz, it's for brain health.
I know I'm going to need help with it after this.
Well,
after the news?
No, like after I can't get anywhere in the city.
I thought you meant for brain health.
No.
They're writing for you, bro.
No, they're going to have to. Sign me up. I'm going to need some assistance. This is like a weekend ruiner for
There's
me.
a lot of closures this weekend.
There's a lot. Everything.
Like I'm just looking online. It looks like don't leave your house.
Yeah, pretty much.
So many.
Yeah. So again, this is like 2 a.m. on Sunday morning. So like right after.
Having taken part in these rides before,
yes,
I know they give it's like 4 p.m. is when everything opens up.
Yeah.
But in most cases, they usually wrap a little earlier. 4 is like the latest. Sometimes I've seen the DVP open as early as like 3, sometimes even 2:30. Right?
Roz, why don't you just use your private helicopter?
Stop. No, it's just a lot. Both north and south, east and west.
Yeah.
Come on.
What? A lot what? Like a lot of gas for the
Come on.
the helicopter?
No. Stop it. No. Anyway, so be mindful, okay, as they say, when you got to get down to the city this weekend, because I think there's like a Jays game on Sunday too, right?
Yeah, Jays game all weekend.
Jays games all weekend. Like it's just, okay. So Gardner, DVP, shut down, both ways. 2 a.m. Sunday until 4 p.m. Sunday.
Can't tell. Roz is very thrilled.
Yeah.
The Roz and Mocha Show
Podcast.
Where are we here? Nielsen. So the people that tabulate how many, like the ratings on television shows. So for the first time, they've been able to compare a 35-day period from both streaming and conventional shows in the U.S. So they have a great list of the top shows of 2025 so far. Number 1, Squid Game, 27 million people over the 35-day period. Adolescence on Netflix with 19 million. Then you get to Tracker on CBS.
That's a great show.
Reacher. People are watching the hell out of Reacher.
Love Reacher.
That's on Prime, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
17.3. High Potential on ABC. Matlock on CBS.
Yeah?
Landman at number 7
Great show.
on Paramount.
Where's White Lotus?
Not on there.
That's not it. Really?
No, not on there. 0 Days on there. The Menendez brothers are on there. Nobody Wants This on Netflix. The Night Agent on Netflix. That American Primeval or Primeval show. I watched it. I don't know how to say it. Running Point on Netflix. The Resistance. And then Man on the Inside on Netflix. A lot of Netflix on there.
What about, and they don't count like reruns, like older shows, do they?
What's that?
Like
no, this is the top.
No.
new
It's
shows.
all new shows.
Oh, okay.
The Trader should have been on there.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Sydney Sweeney is selling soap infused with her bathwater.
Oh, yeah.
The bar is called Sydney's Bathwater Bliss, and it smells like pine, Douglas fir, and earthy moss.
Oh, yeah.
It's being produced by Dr. Squatch. They describe the scent as morning wood.
Oh,
So Sydney was also already partnering with them, and she said that when we were there at the Dr. Squatch shoot, they had a tub for me, and I actually got in and I took some soap, and we had a nice little bath, and then they took the water, so it's really my bath water. I wanted to have it lean towards my home roots, so there's this really outdoorsy scent like pine and earthy moss and fir. It smells super manly, but then there's some city bath water mixed in with it. Fans always joke, she says, about wanting my bath water. I was like, this is such a cool way to have a conversation with the audience and give them what they want.
Oh, yeah.
That's generous, celeb.
So generous.
That's so generous of her, man.
Is there a cost? Is the
$8
price
bucks.
there?
$8
That's not
bucks.
bad.
$8.
That's
Yeah.
not bad at all.
Shem is a happy man.
Yeah.
He a fan.
Yeah, she's a wild one, Sydney Sweeney. Like, very few people, especially in the last, 20 years, have bought into her sort of,
appeal?
Just the sex symbol thing. Like, we don't have those anymore, right, in show business. And
There are now, though. Like, even Sabrina Carpenter is also another one.
Yeah, not the same thing, no. Because a pop star is a pop star. When you're an actress and you got to play characters and you're like this, that's a different thing. Yeah. That's a different thing.
I'd say Julianne Moore.
Julianne Moore?
Not in this.
She's not saying that she wasn't, but she's Julianne Moore's not in the sex symbol conversation.
Shem, back me up here. Shem, back me up.
Roz. Julianne Moore
In this
is
generation?
Not anymore.
No.
She is 64. Yo, that's the sex symbol to me, bro. I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't want Julianne Moore's bathwater. Love the woman, but I don't want Julianne Moore
for me.
Yeah.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Big Stranger Things news being dropped over the weekend. They released the first trailer, so here's a little bit of that.
I think about that night all the time. The night it came for you. All of this started.
I stayed away from the trailer.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to see anything. I'm so pumped.
Excited.
So 3 release dates.
Okay, hit me.
3 release dates. Normally they split it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's Volume 1, November 26th.
Okay.
Volume 2, Christmas Day.
Oh, my gosh. Okay.
And then the finale, New Year's Eve.
Oh, my God. Wait, have they announced within those release dates how many episodes per day?
No other information. But I'm guessing not a lot, because these shows, as they go on, they get less episodes, not more episodes, right?
So
We
maybe
all know
3,
that.
3, and 3?
No, it would be 3, 3, and 1, right? Because it's
the
the
last
finale.
episode,
The last episode
It'll
is a finale.
probably be like movie
I'm
length.
guessing. Yeah.
4 episodes, 3 episodes.
Is that what it is?
1 episode.
Yeah, 4, 3, and 1.
I find that interesting. They're going to drop it 6 days after Christmas Day, the finale.
They need that bump.
Yeah.
Why not, man?
Right? They need then they get the extra. Yeah, it counts as an extra week, right? It's
So excited.
yeah. And then I think maybe also because over the holidays they will give people enough time to kind of get hype about it.
And maybe rewatch the last season.
Well, yeah. Well,
or whatever.
because what winds up happening is that when these shows, it was always great for Netflix because you would get this incredible rush when people first started, binging, right? And they would go crazy binging. And then what happened was you had shows that sort of went old school where they were dropping them, week by week. And you found that instead of trending for a weekend, they trended for 3 months, right? And everybody was talking about it for 3 months. And then they were like, oh, splitting it up actually works. But because you split it up, basically you get 2 premieres. Sorry, you get 3 premieres and 3 finales.
Amazing.
Right? So so you get that bump on the premiere and the bump on the finale. And that's how they're doing
I
it.
remember when they used to drop those on Fridays.
Oh.
I would come in here way earlier than I normally would, just so I can watch first 2 episodes to get the jump on the weekend. Oh,
yeah,
so good. Can't wait.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Dan Maury was at the kickoff for Pride Month. Where was it? Up the CN Tower? Is that where you were?
World's highest drag brunch.
Oh, is that what it was? Maury hanging out with Pride Toronto's executive director Kojo, also Miss Fiercealicious, and Aaron Brockovich. Here's Dan Maury.
It's Dan Maury high atop the CN Tower for the world's highest drag brunch with the incredible Miss Fiercealicious. We're kicking up Pride Month. It's June 1st. Happy Pride Month. What do you want to say to everybody?
I want to tell everyone to remember to be proud, but most importantly, be fierce, like me.
Yes, like you. Happy Pride.
Happy Pride.
High atop the CN Tower with the executive director of Pride Toronto, Kojo. We're kicking off Pride Month. It is June 1st. What do you want to say to everybody?
Just want to say happy Pride. No better place to be than being here today looking at all of Toronto, all of its beauty, and to be able to say Happy Pride.
Aaron Brockovich, it is so good to see you. I'm a huge fan. Happy Pride.
Happy Pride, darling. How are you?
I am good. It is June 1st. We're kicking off Pride Month. What do you want to say across Canada, everybody, to kick off Pride Month 2025?
Keep being gay. Keep being loud. It's June 1st, so pay your rent.
True.
But for the rest of the month, we're making that rent count, and we're celebrating, we're honoring our past generation and looking ahead to the future generation.
Happy Pride.
Mwah! That was so funny.
Did you just knock your nail off?
Absolutely.
Happy Pride.
Happy Pride, baby.
What happened?
She was like waving at the camera and knocked her hand on my microphone and her nail went flying.
Oh, damn. So early in the month, too.
I know.
Damn, Pride ruined.
Thank you for that, Taylor Maury.
The Roz and Mocha Show
Podcast.
Taylor Swift made the announcement over the weekend that she now owns all of her masters for the first time ever. So she wrote, to say this is my greatest dream come true is actually pretty reserved. Is actually being pretty reserved about it. The passionate support that you showed talking to the fans to the Taylor's version albums and the success story you turned the Eras tour into is why I was able to buy back my music. She acquired the masters from the Shamrock Capital, which bought them from Scooter Braun. Remember?
Oh, right.
Remember
Yeah,
Scooter
yeah.
Braun bought her masters for her first 6 albums.
Uh-huh.
Then he flipped them to Shamrock. She started doing Taylor's version, right, of her albums. Then she went, and they became a huge success. Then she went on tour. Then she had $360 million to go back to Shamrock Capital and buy her masters back. So for the first time, she owns the masters to her first 6
So that
albums.
means no more Taylor's version stuff?
She may wind up doing it. So she hasn't done Reputation yet, but oddly enough, Reputation, the original version, had its biggest streaming day on Spotify since its release 8 years ago.
Wow.
So as soon as she acquired her masters, everybody went to stream her original version of Reputation, because up to then people hadn't really been streaming it because they were waiting for Taylor's version. Right. So yeah,
good for her.
That's a lot of money, man.
How much again?
$360 million.
That's insane.
It feels low to me.
What'd you say?
It feels low to me for her.
360 million?
No, because what are they
Yes.
worth? They're not worth as much because she did Taylor's version.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It feels low.
Yeah, but they had to sell low.
Yeah, I know, I guess. Yeah.
Right?
So what happens now? Does she keep both albums out?
Yeah.
Might as well.
Wow.
People will stream. Her fans will stream the hell out of all of those things.
And now she gets to license whatever she wants and do all the stuff, because the problem is that if you're a giant company, like let's say you're Coca-Cola, right? Or Pepsi or the NFL, and you're like, oh, we want one of those old Taylor Swift songs in this. They could go to Capitol, right, Shamrock, and say, hey, how much to use Taylor's whatever, and they could give her a price. No major company is ever going to do that to Taylor Swift. Nobody is going to go to Shamrock to license a Swift song. They're going to go to Taylor's people and use one off Taylor's version, right? Because nobody's going to do that to her. Yeah.
So
it's
regardless,
suicide.
She is making money.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Wall Street Journal will release their list of the highest paid CEOs in the U.S., and it's quite shocking, actually. So Lawrence Gulp of GE Aerospace, $87.4 million a year. Tim Cook at Apple, $74.6 million a year. The guy from Carrier Global, $65.6. Ted Sarandos at Netflix, $61.9 million. But the number one top earner is Rick Smith at Axon Enterprise with $165 million last year. I had no idea what this company was. They make tasers and body cameras.
Oh, yeah?
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, police forces everywhere. What do they got now?
Yeah.
Tasers and body cams.
So he grew their revenue by more than 30% for 3 straight years and posted a record annual net income for the company of $377 million last year. Zuckerberg, by the way, is 63rd on the list. Elon Musk at Tesla, who he's got like a whole thing going on. He came in last with 0.
Oh,
just because he didn't take, because all of this money comes from stock, right? Like all of this money is payout and bonuses and everything else. So,
damn, Elon Musk, you broke bitch.
All these guys have boats, I bet, huh?
Yachts.
Plural. Except for Elon Musk, who lives in a shed.
He's going to survive all of us, man.
I think Zuckerberg probably spends all his money on security, to be honest with you.
For sure.
Because he's
Yeah.
building that bunker and, like, what's he spending on that? Every dollar he has, I think, just goes to, like, personal security and building a fortress.
And-
He doesn't do anything else with it.
MMA training, too.
That's it, yeah. But he flies them there, right?
Mm-hmm.
And every now and then he shows up at Vegas to walk a fighter to the cage, which is kind of awesome. But that's a lot of money.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Lady Gaga was officially announced as a guest star for season 2 of Wednesday on Netflix.
This was at their event on Saturday. That was what it was called. Ta-dum.
Ta-dum. Yeah.
Ta-dum. Brilliant.
We're all so excited for this next surprise. This season, we were all blessed to work with an amazing artist.
Our new guest star in part 2 of season 2 of Wednesday is one of the most talented people on the planet and just an all-around incredible human.
And she is about to rock the Kia Forum.
I think they know who we're talking about.
Completely insane for
There's always one. There's always one.
The one who's out of sync?
No,
off time?
the one who tries to do the announcement on their own. When you get up there with 5 people and you're like, okay, I'm going to say a little something, you're going to say a little something, and then we're going to say, and get ready for, and then all together we're going to say Lady Gaga. There's always somebody who jumps in early to give them the big announcement. Right? There's always one.
Who was it? Who was it that said that? What wasn't Jenna Ortega, was it?
No, I have no idea who that was.
Who would
No,
be
it
that
was
on
just-
this show?
Right?
If all the 5 of us went up to do that.
Oh,
Who's
good.
that? Who's
Like
that
if
on
we
this
were
show?
all, it would be Maureen.
Yeah.
Yeah, for
100%.
sure.
Not
And
even with
Maury
that.
would do it on purpose.
Yeah. Here, this is like this is exactly what happened. Mocha, if you could start introducing Lady Gaga, I'll play the part of Maury. Mocha, you play the part of yourself.
Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome to
Lady
season 2 of Wednesday.
Not even. Not
Right?
out.
That's exactly what would happen.
100%.
Yeah.
That's exactly what would happen. Right? There's always one. Anyway, she performed Abracadabra.
All right.
Jenna Ortega was part of the dance.
Oh, was she?
And Lady Gaga did the viral Lady Gaga dance from last season.
Oh, I don't remember. I don't know if I finished watching Wednesday, to be honest with you.
Oh, it's such a good show. I can't wait for that show to come back, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
big
maybe,
fan, big
maybe I
fan.
did watch it. I think I watched it. I
think
get
you
so
did.
confused with all those shows, though. Like, just there's so many, and then didn't Jenna Ortega play a character very similar to Wednesday?
Beetlejuice.
Oh, right, that's I got that confused with that. Yeah.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Oh my God, soccer fans in France, what are you doing? So, following Paris Saint-Germain being crowned the European football champion, police reported riots and looting. A teenager was stabbed to death.
Oh my God.
There were more than 205 injuries and 294 arrests.
What the hell?
Like, Paris is like, it's a war zone.
Yo, just chill. Have a baguette and some wine, yo.
Apparently, there was almost 600 people arrested.
They don't. They
That's
don't.
insane.
There's no chill.
600 people
There's
arrested.
there's no chill. Yeah, 205 injuries.
What y'all doing
Some
up
kid
at there in
died.
France?
Celebrating. Celebrating.
That's not how you celebrate.
That's how you celebrate. That's how you celebrate in France.
I'm surprised they didn't try to take down the Eiffel Tower.
Yeah.
Mes amis, help me with this.
Yeah. But like
that
they're
didn't work
shooting-
for King Kong.
shooting fireworks, all that stuff.
Probably at each
Getting
other's
rowdy.
faces.
Oh yeah, and this is what happens when they win. That's the shocking thing to me.
Oh, my
it's like in
God.
Vancouver when the I think it was the Canucks went to either the conference finals or the Stanley Cup finals. One of those two things.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember what it was, but like they looted, like they rioted when they won. It always amazes me.
But that happened
Montreal
also in
does that,
Toronto
too.
when the Raptors won. They were jumping on cop cars.
Not like this, though. Not a riot. Like, I understand jump on a cop car every now and then. Who hasn't, right?
I haven't.
But this is total, like, barbarian style anarchy.
Yeah.
When your team wins, like I just don't understand the culture of that.
Yeah.
Like I don't understand when you're like when you're happy about something that you burn your own city down.
Yeah. The Canucks lost in Game 7, by the way, of the Stanley Cup Final.
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Oh, and they flipped
2011
cars too, right?
No, but they didn't riot when they lost though. They were rioting when they won.
Yeah, sorry. You're right. But it's Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Finals.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
2011.
they were riding when they won because there was that shot. Remember, everything was on fire, and that couple was making out on the street.
Yeah,
Right?
that's a good
There was
photo
that-
opportunity.
Yeah, there was that famous shot.
Looked like
Crazy.
AI.
I just don't get it. I don't get burning your city down when your team wins. It's so wild to me, and it happens in every sport. There's a city for every sport where when their team wins, they go like wild, and they burn everything down. It makes no sense to me.
Yo, be better, France. For real.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Tinder has begun on trial a new, very divisive new premium height filter, which will allow users to select how tall their potential matches would be. Now, this is a paid preference rather than a hard filter, meaning the setting is more of a suggestion to the algorithm rather than a tool to completely block out users of a certain height. According to OkCupid, heightism is like very prevalent on dating apps, with men routinely adding 2 inches to their height on their profiles to be more appealing to women. Height discrimination, they say, works both ways, though, with women who are 5'4" receiving 60% more messages per year on dating apps than women who are 6 feet. Hinge, one of the other dating apps owned by the same company, already has a height filter for premium users. And of course, women were rejoicing, and every guy was like, well, if you're going to do a height filter, you should also do a BMI filter.
Oh my gosh. That's
because-
a typical dude answer.
Well, but women are cheering on the height filter, though.
Height is different than weight. I'm
Is
sorry.
it, though?
It is.
Not
That
to
is-
a guy. Not
that-
when you say that you won't date a guy under a certain height.
They're so different.
It's not different.
It's so different.
It's not how it feels.
Well, that sucks.
Going after the body mass index now.
you think it hurts a guy less to go? What are you, 5'7"? No chance. You think that hurts less?
So then what if it to the guy who's like 5'5" and they got to do the height filter and the weight filter? That's double whammy right there.
I'm just saying, listen, this is where everything is going, right? There's going to be one person for one person. Like it's going to be called Joan by the end of it because she's going to be the only one who's going to find Doug.
Yeah. Poor Doug.
Right?
Short, fatty. Damn, bro.
No, he's going to be the perfect height and the perfect weight and the perfect everything.
Oh, there. Yeah. Sure.
Right? The perfect.
No one's
Like,
perfect. That's the problem here.
Well, this is the problem with these things is that they keep adding filters to sort of like weed out 99% of the population.
Did people just
is
forget
why I'm
that
not
you
on
should
dating
date to
apps.
like people?
Maury, you're not on dating apps
You're
because you're
married.
married.
That too.
Oh my god.
How tall are you, Mo?
5. Well, what do I say, or what am I actually?
Okay, no. I want to know. What are you actually?
Like 5'5".
5'5".
Like 5'5"?
Like
or under 5'5"?
Well, the last time I was measured, it was 5'5".
With shoes on?
I don't know the thing in the doctor's office.
So he said 5'5".
Yeah.
Yeah, but like he went 5'5", or he
Yeah,
was
yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh, 5'5".
Yeah, 5'5".
Interesting.
Roz, you're 6'4"?
6'4", yeah.
Same.
Yeah.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Cardi B going off on Offset over the weekend. So they're going through a nasty sort of settlement with the divorce and everything else, and she's moved on. But I guess there's a lot of financials, and she's accusing Offset of being a deadbeat and not helping her out financially with the kids. And she went on and sort of broke it down what she pays a month for the kids, like what the budget is per month for the 3 kids. Listen to this.
Y'all want to know what's the kids' bills? Start adding. My kids got their own driver. The kids' driver is on a retainer for $10,000 a month. Coach, your school this year, you didn't pay for it. That's $45,000. My cousin babysits Wave and Culture. She gets paid $3,000 a week. The nanny was $700 a day, but because she's only staying in the daytime, $500. Don't call me. Nobody call me. The baby's nanny is $500 a day now because she's not staying the whole day. Culture and Wave gets tutoring 4 times a week. Culture piano's class, that's $300 an hour, and she gets piano class 3 times a week. I'm not sure how much is gymnastic and weight boxing classes, but I pay that too. And you have left me with that bill for a whole year. Have I asked you for anything? This is not even including food. So my kids have a personal chef that come from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. that I pay for.
So hold on.
Can I be Cardi's kid, please?
Right? Yo,
She's
personal
gonna
chef
adopt me.
and a driver? Cardi B, come on now.
Yeah.
What is the chef making tonight for dinner?
Yeah, because nobody's got time to
But
cook.
I assume all celebrity kids have chefs.
No.
I mean, I would say no.
The family might have a chef, but the personal children
But
chef?
not 7 days a week from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m.
No.
That's crazy money.
You every other day, you meal prep a couple. Yo.
That's crazy money.
Microwave that stuff.
$45,000 a year for one kid's tuition, $35,000 for the other, and personal chef and a driver on retainer for $10,000.
Where the hell the kids
month.
gotta go?
School.
You know what?
right?
Oh, sure.
Security, all that stuff.
I might become a babysitter. $3,000 a week.
That's her cousin, though. That's the cousin rate.
I don't have famous cousins.
Exactly.
Do I have any famous
Exactly.
cousins?
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
No. If you were rating yourself, how would you grade yourself on trustworthiness, honesty, empathy, creativity, patience, artistic ability, so on and so forth? Your ability to cook, all that stuff. In a comprehensive new poll, more than 70% of people believe that they were above average or far above average when it came to trustworthiness, loyalty, and honesty. More than 60% of people believe they are above average in ethics, reading ability, empathy, open-mindedness, attention to detail, and sense of humor. Women were more likely to believe that they were above average on all of those, except for the sense of humor. The biggest swing in one direction was with empathy, which may not be surprising. 69% of women said that they were more likely to be empathetic than 56% of men. On the flip side, 15% of people said that they were above average at running. 16% of people said that they were above average in dancing ability. But I think you have to remember with this, average, like when you say above average, if somebody says I'm above average at something, it sounds like they're saying they're great at it.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Like if I say I'm an above average runner, you would laugh at me for saying that. But in reality, I probably am an above average runner.
But what's the average though? Like you got to minus
Like what, like 5 kilometer
right?
run?
No. You're averaging all people.
All people. So that includes athletes and Olympians?
But it includes the population.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Okay.
Right?
And like 1% of the population completes a marathon in their life.
1% of the population works out regularly.
Yeah.
Like,
so what? Hold on. So I'm confused.
So it's
Are we
not
all above average?
I would say that we're probably all above average.
Oh, yeah, there we go.
In all of those things.
Yeah. What are the other details?
Right? Like, I mean, maybe not empathy.
No,
Right?
I am above average. I am very empathetic.
Yeah. Maybe not sense of humor.
What are you talking about? I'm hilarious.
Yeah.
Guys, I'm funny.
Always says the funny person.
People
right?
always tell me
Okay.
I'm funny. No.
Dancing ability.
Oh, above average.
Above average.
Yes.
Mocha. Dancing ability.
Yo, above average.
Above average?
There's no way. I've seen you dance in our TikTok videos.
Okay.
Girl, you just said it wasn't funny. Take it.
I never said that. That was Roz.
You didn't say no.
You didn't hear me. I said it quietly.
Dan Mori, above
Very
average.
empathetic.
Above average dancing?
Absolutely.
Oh, police.
You?
Shem, above average running?
Yes. Oh, running? Oh. You set me up. That's not cool, bro. You got to be empathetic, man.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Mariah Carey hinting at a 16th album, and she previews a new song. So explain this to me, Maury. The clip is what? She's sitting in a car?
She's getting in the car.
Okay.
Looking fabulous.
Thank you.
Changes the radio.
To?
An MP3.
Okay.
I guess, some sort of SD card.
Gotcha.
Or MP3.
And
I assume MP3s are on an SD card.
And it starts with it's like that, and then she switches it, right?
That's right.
And
then
so
it goes into what could be a new song.
So this is something at the end of this, something you have never heard. So it is definitely new. Okay, so here's the clip.
To show my appreciation for your support. Thank you, DJs.
Oh, hold on a second. On Friday, she released the 20th anniversary edition of Emancipation of Mimi.
Yeah.
And a whole bunch of tracks on there are like bonus remixes of all of her classics from that album. So I wonder if this is part of that.
No, this is
the
supposed.
license plate was MC16.
Yeah, this is supposed to be from a new album called MC16 or working title, I guess. I don't know.
Okay.
16 albums. That's a lot of albums.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
She should have stopped at Emancipation. That album was like her best.
When was Emancipation?
04.
You think she should have stopped at 04? I mean, she's been cruising on Christmas music
Caution
since
was
04.
her last album. It went to number 1.
What's the album?
Caution.
Name me a song
Went
that we played on the show.
to number 1 where?
On the R&B charts.
Okay, that's we can't say
Yeah,
that
in
one.
your-
You got to
in
say
your
went to
condo.
number 1 on the R&B charts.
No, we
Or
skew
went
the
to,
numbers.
Went to
The
number 1 in
lambs
my
skew the
heart.
numbers. Yeah, number 1 in my heart.
Number 1 in the R&B charts in Australia.
Best track on there is STFU.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Anyway,
well, guess what? We never played it.
Anyway, there we go. Yeah. Okay.
No,
Went to
Emancipation was by
05.
far 05. Bro, that was her best album ever.
Yeah, it was great.
Classic, man.
Yeah.
The Roz and Mocha Show
Podcast.
Brett Goldstein talking to who was he? One of the Jimmys, Jimmy Kimmel last night on Ted Lasso. I don't know how happy I am that Ted Lasso's coming back. They really wrapped it up in such a great way.
Perfect.
It was perfect, and now they're definitely coming back for a 4th and maybe more.
What? Roy Kent? What are you saying, dog?
The last time you were here we were talking about the 3rd and final season, which was supposed to be the final season, and you guys even cried and hugged and had the whole this emotional goodbye, and then you come back for a 4th season. What was the story there? Did you really think it was your final season?
We did all cry and we did all hug, but I also think, if I'm honest, a lot of us when we were hugging said, we'll come back, won't we? I felt 90%, I can't give you the numbers. I felt like we'd come back.
You did.
But I didn't know.
Will this now 4th season be the final season? Because this is not a situation where the show's on the bubble of cancellation. It's a situation where you could probably do it for as long as you want to do it.
I think that's a conversation for Apple, and I say that because someone from Apple is pointing a sniper rifle at me as you asked that question.
I see.
I think we'd love to do it forever, but I think there's a limit to...
Should I text someone using your phone?
Yeah.
Right, so they're just going to keep doing them now?
Yeah, they're just
right?
gonna- listen, that was such a hot show for that network.
Oh,
Of course they threw a buttload of money at every single one of them to come back.
know, but
it's
isn't
like
it
when Cher went on her last final tour and
Just
then
like
did another
that.
final tour and then
just
another
like
final tour.
that?
It's the
Just
same
like
thing.
that, yeah.
The Roz and Mocha Show
Podcast.
And Alberta, man, this is the wildest story, man. He's won the lottery for the 4th time.
Damn.
This guy in Lethbridge named David Sirkin won $1 million on May 3rd for the 649 gold ball draw. Last year, he won $500,000 on Lotto Max, followed by another $1 million on November 16th from Lotto 649. It means that in 9 months, he won $2.5 million. He also won $250,000 in a separate draw 12 years ago. He says, I know the odds are astronomical.
Well,
I don't think it'll happen again, but I'm still going to buy tickets. Stop, bro. The odds of winning Lotto Max, by the way, or a Max Millions, is 1 in 33 million.
Lord have mercy.
And he won 4 times.
He won 4 times. Sirkin said that he's been buying Lotto Max, Lotto 649 tickets since it's launched in 1982. He says that when he won, he took his wife to Hawaii for his last win. With this win, they're going to Newfoundland.
Hey, keep it local.
It's beautiful there.
Who wins the lotto? And it's
Because
like,
he don't want to
yo,
spend his
baby,
money in the U.S. in Trump land.
Who cares? Newfoundland? Don't get me wrong. I love Newfoundland. I got people out in Newfoundland, right?
Yeah.
But Newfoundland, no. No.
Why not?
Because summer is like 1 week and it doesn't happen till like the end of July. Right now, it feels like Thanksgiving out there in Newfoundland. Like it's not, you don't want to go
It'll be
there right
fine.
now. You don't want to go to Newfoundland right now
It's his
with
money. He
your
can do whatever he
lottery
wants.
winnings. With lottery winnings?
Yes.
No.
Where should he go then?
I don't know, somewhere cool. Like he went to Hawaii, right? Take your wife to Tokyo or something, man. You don't
Newfoundland
want to.
is beautiful.
I've been there before. I'm not saying
He's
it's not beautiful.
taking you.
I'm not saying it's not beautiful. I'm just saying that that's on the list of places to go
Call
after
up
you
your-
win the lottery.
Call up your peoples out there. Show
And
the
say
guy around.
what?
Be like, yo, I got some people.
Listen, I don't need to call anybody. You show up in Newfoundland, knock on anyone's door, they're going to make you supper.
Oh,
that's
great to
just
me.
that's just the reality of Newfoundland.
Okay, there you
yeah.
go.
There you go.
Anyway, that's nobody should win the lottery that much. I'm pissed off at him.
Damn.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Jonathan Joss, who was one of the voices on King of the Hill, he played John Acorn on King of the Hill, and he was also on Parks and Rec for a while. So he was murdered a few days ago. Yeah, and his husband Tristan came out with a statement, and because it came out that he was killed, which was heartbreaking enough. But his husband, Tristan, released this statement. He said, my husband, Jonathan, and I were involved in a shooting while checking the mail at the site of our former home. So they no longer lived there. That home was burned down after over 2 years of threats from people in the area who repeatedly told us they would set fire to it. We reported these threats to law enforcement multiple times and nothing was done. According to the Post, when they got there, they found, I guess, the skull of one of their dogs and the collar, and they said that they were in severe emotional distress while they were standing there. He said, quote, "We began yelling and crying in response to the pain that we saw. While we were doing this, a man approached us. He started yelling violent homophobic slurs at us. He then raised a gun from his lap and fired. He was murdered. Jonathan was murdered by someone who could not stand the sight of two men loving each other."
Oh, my goodness.
That's his statement. Absolutely heartbreaking. Wow. God, that show was good, though. He was so good on that show. It's John Acorn, King of the Hill. That was the best. So many voice actors from that show have passed away.
Yeah.
Who was it Brittany? No. Was it, who did the voice of Luann? She passed away.
Brittany Murphy.
Brittany Murphy passed away. Tom Petty was a voice on that show. Yeah, Tom Petty was a voice on that show. The guy that did Boomhauer, or was it Boomhauer? Maybe not Boom. Yeah, I think that guy.
Yeah.
I think he passed away, and now Jonathan Joss tragically passed away.
I thought they were bringing that show
They
back.
are bringing that show back.
We talk
It
about
is. It is coming back. Yeah. So tragic though. That's unbelievably heartbreaking.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Sarah Jessica Parker, as Carrie Bradshaw. So the whole crew were on with Andy Cohen yesterday, and they were talking about Cosmos, because that's anybody who ever watched the show. Like, they made Cosmos famous, right? Like, nobody was drinking a Cosmo until Sex and the City made them famous.
Yeah.
And
It's all Shem drinks now.
Facts. Delicious.
Especially the ones that taste like apple juice, right?
And I had no idea, but Sarah Jessica Parker had said that it wasn't until after Sex and the City had wrapped that she actually had a Cosmo for the first time.
Really?
Like a real Cosmo.
Not even just like out with your friends?
No, she had no idea. She said
outside of her Sex and the City life?
Her only sort of experience with a Cosmo is what the prop stylist would make, which she said was watered down cranberry juice with a twist.
Oh, all right.
And how many of those did they have to drink on set?
Oh, so many. You can't put vodka in all those.
Yeah, she never had a Cosmo.
Oh, interesting.
Which is kind of cool.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Wayne Gretzky was on with the Kelsey brothers on the New Heights podcast, where they asked him about who is on his GOAT list for all the sports, right?
Oh, no. Every single sport.
Yeah, so like the big ones, right?
Sure.
And you can he panders to them a little bit, but then eventually he doubles back and talks about NFL. So here's Gretzky.
Speaking of GOATs in other professions, we got to know who your greatest of all times are in the NBA, the NFL, and the MLB.
Well, the NBA is easy. 23, that was pretty easy,
Mike,
right?
Yep.
NFL, well, I'll go with you two guys, like one and two.
Hey! Let's go! My man. I'll take it.
Major League Baseball, listen, to me, what Jackie Robinson did is incredible.
That's awesome.
Babe Ruth, how he created the full baseball world, but I'm going to pick George Brett as the greatest player I ever saw.
There we go, baby. There we go. Keeping it in the MO, baby.
And then in your sport, I mean, how can you go against Tom Brady with all the championships, right?
Yeah.
TB.
Yep. And I got Bobby Orr and Gordie Howe in hockey. Those are the two greatest players ever to play.
It's disappointing to me to hear him say that.
Why?
Bobby Orr and Gordie Howe.
And not himself?
No, it's. I mean, he won. Yes, Wayne Gretzky, but to not like, it's arguable given, and I may get flamed for saying this.
Ovechkin?
No. It's arguable. It's arguable, but I think that there is a huge argument to be made, Gretzky included, that Connor McDavid is the single greatest person to ever put skates on and touch a puck.
Yo, Connor McDavid's doing his thing. I'm not going to dog
He may
that
not
guy.
have the cups, right?
Yeah.
He may not have the cups.
Phenomenal
It's a
hockey player.
Phenomenal hockey player. But I don't know skill-wise. But that's the whole thing. When you talk about the greatest, you have to take into account championships.
You gotta win.
You got to win,
The greats
right?
win. If you look at other sports,
I know,
the greats,
you have to win.
The greats that haven't won, the knock on them is that they haven't won.
They haven't won.
Mm-hmm.
That's the whole thing, right? And Jordan, right, won.
Yeah.
You know, George Brett won. Who else did he? Tom Brady won. Like you have to. First of all, on that list, you have to say Wayne Gretzky if we're counting wins, right? Like you just have to do it.
Guys, John Cena, 17-time
Is that
world champion.
Okay, hold on here. Let's add WWE into this real quick.
Yeah.
Okay. So Mocha,
John Cena.
No. You're just one GOAT. We're talking
I'm
GOAT.
saying The Rock, man.
No.
The Rock?
No.
Stone Cold Steve Austin.
It's Stone Cold.
Yeah. Okay. Fine. Stone Cold Steve Austin. Don't tell The Rock I said that.
You think you think Stone Cold?
Yeah.
He is the sorry. Let's be clear. He's not the best wrestler.
Yes.
He is the best entertainer that has ever performed in wrestling. Does that make sense?
Okay. So what that sport requires of people, he was the best at doing all of it.
Thank you for saying sport, by the way.
More so than Hogan, you think?
Yes.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
See, now we got a real combo going, guys. Also, did you know The Rock knows who I am?
Mocha, I know Mocha. The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
So what started on a podcast, Brian Woodhurst from ESPN saying that the Raptors are hunting for a big fish this summer, saying that Masai Ujiri smells opportunity in the East. And to be honest, it makes a ton of sense after how everything unfolded in the East this year. Then the Star reported that Giannis Antetokounmpo and the Raptors have, quote, mutual interests. Stating that if Giannis officially requests a trade from the Bucks, the Toronto Raptors reportedly could be near the top of his wish list, stating that the Raptors are uniquely placed to make an attractive offer that won't ruin their franchise or roster. And then ESPN's Shams Charania previously reported that Giannis.
Yep.
Was open-minded about exploring a change of scenery. And I want to play you this clip right now, which is him talking to reporters because they won, and then they haven't made it past the first round in Milwaukee since they won, right?
Yeah. Yep.
And so he may be looking for a change of scenery. But I want to play you this clip after they were eliminated with him talking about other players in the league who he admires, who can handle the ball and set up their teammates. Listen to this.
Being the best at it. You know, you see like a lot of people playing that way right now from Siakam, from Pablo, Scotty Barnes. You see like a lot of people that can handle the ball and put the teammates in the right place and make the team better. It's something that I enjoy to do. If I have an opportunity to come back next year and be able to do that, I would love. I think I can be good. I can help the team in that way.
Didn't the Raptors try to get him before his last contract signing?
So. They did, yeah, because there's a relationship with Masai Ujiri with the whole basketball in Africa and stuff like that. Yeah, there's a huge relationship there.
So the Raptors have enough young talent to make this happen, but who would you give up for Giannis?
Shem would know.
Oh, man. Because here's the thing. You don't want to gut the team too much because then there's not going to be a team for him to play with, right?
Yeah.
Everybody but Scotty Barnes.
I think you give up Scotty Barnes.
I don't think so, man. 100%. I think you need Scotty
no,
Barnes.
I don't think
I think Masai would.
Well, he's shown that he can, and he would.
Yeah.
Did it with DeMar DeRozan to get Kawhi Leonard.
Yep.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Yep. They won that shot at a championship again.
Yep, and it could happen fast too if this happens.
Very quick.
I don't know. I think they would rather kill
Very
off
quick.
more of the roster than to trade off Scotty Barnes.
Well, yeah, but it's not really up to you, though.
Should be.
Right?
Yo, Messiah, call
Wish
me
it
up.
was.
I mean, I can be your the consigliere.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Jamie Foxx was doing an appearance at the Comedy Store for Netflix's All-Star Comedy Night, and he was talking about Diddy again after he officially said that no, Diddy was not the one. He didn't poison him and try and kill him. But while he was on stage, he said, that Diddy stuff is crazy, huh? I don't know if he's going to jail, but he is a nasty MFer. Am I right? Especially for our community. For white people, it's cool. But black people are like, that was our hero. All the baby oil and then the urine. He goes on to say, for the black people in here, you know how that hurts us because Diddy was known for it's all about the Benjamins. That was our whole culture. Now it's all about the baby oil. So that was Jamie Foxx. Oh, Jesus.
Baby oil. The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
I want to play this clip of, I think was it Variety more that sat down?
That's
Colin
right. So
Farrell?
actors on actors.
Thank you. I love this stuff. So they sat down Colin Farrell and Danny DeVito. And Colin Farrell and Danny DeVito, because they both play the Penguin.
Oh, right.
Right?
Yeah.
Back in the day, Danny DeVito was Penguin. Colin Farrell is the sort of new version of what the Penguin is. And they get into a conversation about their respective Catwomen, right? So Zoe Kravitz for Colin Farrell and Michelle Pfeiffer for Danny DeVito. Remember the black leather suit for Danny DeVito? And Danny DeVito is just like an old school perv. And listen to this clip of Colin Farrell doing his absolute best to try and navigate Danny DeVito away from over-sexualizing Michelle Pfeiffer.
Who's your Catwoman?
Yeah, Zoe Kravitz.
Zoe Kravitz.
But I did a couple of scenes with Zoe. Yeah, she was wonderful. Only briefly, I was the proprietor of a nightclub, and she was one of the ladies that worked the floor.
Okay, so Oz.
She was amazing in the film, I thought, Zoe. She was beautiful.
Oz
beautiful.
Right. Really great.
Inhabited,
Zoe.
obviously, she's...
Yeah, see, Oswald, I had Michelle Pfeiffer. I'm not comparing anything. I'm just saying...
You were in cahoots
She was a goddess.
You were in cahoots with her.
Oh, and my God,
Zoe's
if I knew she was
too.
going, if I knew she was going to be in the show that day, in that scene,
would you brush your teeth that morning?
Oh my God, I got all flustered.
Did you have an extra shower?
I mean, when I, put extra makeup on, give me another pound of makeup, stick to, God Almighty, it was very difficult to keep my.
How was it to work with her?
She's great. She was great.
She was fantastic in that.
But
you were both fantastic in it.
Just so wonderful, and I lusted
You were
after
very
her.
dangerous.
I loved her.
We're moving on to your lust. Come on, Danny.
I loved her. I just wanted everybody else to disappear.
All right, so just tell me,
okay, so go
what
ahead.
form did the
That
lust
was
take?
the penguin.
Behaviorally,
It was not me. It was the penguin. It was Oswald. It was lustful.
Was she
and was
nervous when she was working with you? Did she call security?
No, I thought she was,
Did she say, tell him to stop stirring the...
she kind of liked it.
Tell him to stop stirring the sauce?
I had a feeling she liked it. I had a feeling she liked Oswald.
Bro.
Colin Farrell is like, I cannot have this conversation.
Also, Danny DeVito,
can't.
your wife, Rhea Perlman, would kick your ass.
I think she already did, though. They split up a while ago, didn't they? Or did they get back together?
They're back together.
Are they?
Yeah.
Yeah, but they split up for a little bit, though,
Well,
right?
guess who's splitting up again?
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
I guess it's official. Mariah Carey announced her new single called Type Dangerous.
And merchandise.
And merch. It's happening Friday, so very little time.
We're upset, though. The Lambs are upset because the merchandise doesn't have her name on it.
What do you mean? What does the
It
merchandise
just has the
look
song
like?
title. It doesn't say Mariah anywhere on the shirts.
What does Type Dangerous mean?
Her type is dangerous.
Oh, like she's dangerous, or she likes
she likes
dangerous?
danger.
She likes danger.
Oh, I don't know. I'm thinking it's like she's the dangerous one. Like beware of her.
Right. I thought that was
she's the queen.
I thought it
She's
was
the diva.
Using a computer in the tub.
Well,
whoa.
Shem's like, why are you giving away my secrets, bro?
That's dangerous.
That's so dangerous.
That's very dangerous, right?
You died that way, man.
That's what it Type Dangerous. That's all I pictured was her in like a big like bubbly bathtub with a really unstable piece of 2x6 across the side of it.
Well, now, what would she be
with
doing?
a plugged-in laptop
What
on the
would she
top
be
of
doing
it.
on the laptop? you
Typing
think?
lyrics.
She don't write her own music, bro.
Yes, she does.
She'd be Googling herself.
Oh, yeah, probably.
Right? We all know that. Oh, what's Mariah up to? Oh, look at her.
She
Hey,
probably
look,
got-
she's having a bath. I'm having a bath.
She probably got Google like news alerts.
Yeah. Oh, for sure she does.
Fully active.
Yeah,
Playing Candy Crush.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Rick Astley, never gonna give you up. Celebrating a major milestone. We all know Rick Astley.
Never gonna let you down. Never gonna run around and desert you.
He was really,
You're not rickrolling us right now, are you?
No, he was memed, but really before anybody else, huh?
Totally. The original meme.
Yeah, he was the original. Like getting rickrolled was like the original sort of like online prank. Like Rick Astley walked so the big dude on the bed could run, you know?
Big dude, huh?
What's that guy's name again?
I
always
couldn't tell
forget.
you. Nope.
Come on, Sham, you know.
No.
Yeah. R.I.P. to that guy, King.
Yeah.
You know, because that guy became super famous during COVID. But anyway,
Yo, and he died. He didn't even live.
I know.
He died before that meme
I know.
became a thing.
I know. It's so sad.
Right? He was out there celebrating for Harambe.
Yeah.
Way before.
Remember, you'd get that notification. Oh my God! Look at the COVID numbers in your neighborhood, and it was like it was a link to a map, and it would just be that dude sitting on the end of a bed.
Yeah, bro. I was like,
Jesus Christ!
Caught me every time.
Do you think he would have appreciated
every
it?
single time.
I think he would have appreciated it. Yeah, but it was altered though. That's the whole thing with that that
I didn't know
picture.
that.
Yeah, it was altered.
Girls was
It's
looking
not
at
the-
that
it's
and
not
be
the
all
orig.
like,
Oh my God, is
Yeah.
that him right there? Oh, you look so good.
Yeah. Anyway, Rick Astley celebrating a major milestone on Spotify.
So who would have believed, after all these years, Never Gonna Give You Up has had 1 billion streams on Spotify.
Wow!
That's 1 billion streams. How amazing. Thank you for listening. And lots of love. And I'll see you all soon, I hope. 1,000,001? Who knows?
A billion?
A billion.
Wow.
Is that crazy?
How come he didn't sing a little bit in that announcement?
Yeah,
You don't need to, man. You got 1 billion streams on Spotify.
Yeah. I wouldn't sing ever again.
No, you don't have to do that.
I'm done.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Arnold Schwarzenegger sat down with Variety for their Actors on Actors series. This is where they pair two actors up and then they just kind of like BS about the business and the craft and everything else. But Arnold, this time around, was with his son, Patrick, who was, of course, the star of the new season of White Lotus, who also went full frontal. We've had lots of those conversations.
The douchey jock.
Yeah, thank you. Protein shake. Right?
Yes, protein shake.
Yes. Here is Arnold and Patrick.
It had nothing to do really with the muscles. It was more with leather jackets on and clothes and playing a machine. Only the opening scene was naked. Yeah. Talking about naked. I've done it. I couldn't believe. I said to myself, I'm watching your show and I'm watching you with your butt sticking out there. And all of a sudden I see the weenie. And I said to myself, what is going on here? I mean, this is crazy. And then I said to myself, well, Arnold, hello.
God, the weenie,
You did the same thing in Conan and in Terminator and all of those films. You were naked, so don't complain about it. But it was kind of like a really a shock to me that you would follow my footsteps that closely.
Oh, yeah.
Interesting. Schwarzenegger uses weenie. Huh?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think it's because he was with his son. I don't
Thank
think
you.
he uses weenie
Even
any
It
other
has
still,
time.
nothing to do
I
really with the
agree.
muscles.
I
It was
agree.
more with leather jackets on and
Yeah,
clothes and playing a machine. Only the opening scene was naked. Yeah. Talking about naked. I've done it. I couldn't believe. I said to myself, I'm watching your show and I'm watching you with your butt sticking out there. And all of a sudden I see the weenie.
That's a fun conversation to have with your dad, huh?
Right?
See the weenie.
Yeah.
See the weenie.
Yeah. You ever talk to your dad about stuff like that?
Hell no.
Like just like how you never say how's it hanging, Pops? Nothing like that.
Never. Are you dumb? No.
No.
My Guyanese accountant
No.
father,
No. He would not go for that. Like you
who
just,
whooped my ass back in the day for not knowing 8 times 2.
But you couldn't. But you couldn't
know it
sit.
now?
You couldn't sit there and have a conversation though about like.
About weenies?
Yeah.
Bro.
No. Wouldn't work. You guys don't have that relationship.
Can I tell you fun, like quick story? The
Yeah.
day that Jen and I got married, right?
Yeah.
So my dad was my best man.
Yeah.
So he shows up to the hotel to get ready. And I thought it would be like a cool father and son moment for us to, get ready together. Not in the
Yeah,
same
of
bathroom,
course.
like at the same time.
Yeah.
Right? But like, and I had like a gift for him that I want to present to him. So I'm ready and my dad shows up late. And I'm like, all right, Dad, get to the bathroom and like start getting ready.
Yeah.
And he's taking forever.
Okay.
And I'm like, and like time is ticking and I gotta go.
Right.
But I have this gift that I want to present to my father. So I was like, Dad, can I just like come in the bathroom? Like, are you dressed? He's like, yeah, like almost. I'm like, can I just come in the bathroom real quick?
Yeah.
He's like, yeah. So he's standing there. He's got his socks on, his undies on, tighty whities, right? And like his dress shirt, like half buttoned up.
Yeah.
And I have to go because I got to go do the first look
get
with Jenna,
married.
right?
Yeah.
I got to go to do the first look with Jenna and like get the photos and stuff. The photographer's waiting. So in my mind, I'm picturing this nice, sweet, beautiful moment between me and my father on the day of my wedding where I present him with this gift and he's standing there like almost just like tidy whities.
Underpants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, Dad, like I really appreciate you being here. I like being my best man. I love you so much. Like all this stuff. And I'm like tearing up. He's standing there in his underwear and I present him with this gift.
Did you hug?
Yeah, we hugged.
Did you feel? Like,
No, I didn't feel.
No, like I mean his
No.
knees. I mean like his knees, thighs,
no.
or no.
It was just awkward. I'm like, man, like Dad, come on, dude.
Yeah. Hugging your old man in his underpants is very awkward. When you're grown, right?
Right.
Yeah.
I was like, anyways, finish getting dressed. I gotta
Especially
go.
in a bathroom.
Yeah,
Right?
at a hotel.
Yeah, no, this seems like an affair of some sort, if you ask me.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Officials at the United States Embassy and its consulates in Mexico have confirmed several reports of tourists being kidnapped by individuals they met on dating apps.
Oh, my God.
So in a recent alert issued 2 days ago, authorities at the U.S. consulate in Guadalajara issued a warning about incidents all occurring in recent months in the areas of Puerto Vallarta and Nuevo Nayarit. They say victims and their families in the U.S. have at times been extorted for large sums of money to secure their release. Please be aware this type of violence is not limited to one geographic area. Travelers should use extreme caution when meeting with strangers. Currently, the city of Puerto Vallarta is classified as a level 3 reconsidered travel area due to the crime and kidnappings. Over in Nayarit, they are a level 2. Exercise caution due to the crime. So I guess people are going down, firing up Tinder. Hey, where do you want to meet? Meet me here. And then they get snatched and give me your phone. Let's call your parents. Cash app us money and maybe we'll let you go. Maybe we'll let you go. That's
scary, man.
Wild, man.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Prime Minister Mark Carney said that the government is currently in live negotiations with the U.S. to remove all tariffs on Canadian goods. This on the same day. Today, Donald Trump doubled his steel tariffs. Here's Trump.
A 25% increase. We're going to bring it from 25% to 50%, the tariffs on steel into the United States of America.
The additional tariffs are unlawful and unjustified, said Prime Minister Carney, saying Canada's new government is engaged in intense negotiations to have these and other tariffs removed as part of a new economic and security partnership with the United States. Trump signed the executive order raising the tariffs, as he just said, from 25 to 50%, starting at 2:01 a.m. today. More than 90% of Canada's steel and aluminum is exported to the U.S. In a statement, the Aluminum Association of Canada said that the additional tariffs make Canada exports to the U.S., quote, economically unviable. Here is Ontario Premier Doug Ford.
Oh, no, please tell me he goes Stone Cold Doug Ford on.
We've seen an increase in anything made of steel down in the U.S. go up 16%. Again, we need each other.
No, he loves Mark Carney. He called him Santa Claus the other day.
I know. How you going to disrespect Santa like that? Guess what? Bro, you're not getting no presents this year.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
You are a huge fan, Mocha, of Back to the Future, as am I. Love that movie, the 1985 classic. So when Marty is back in time and he jumps up on stage at the high school and he plays Johnny Be Good, right?
1955.
Thank you.
Enchantment Under the Sea Dance.
Thank you.
It's where George and Lorraine met and kissed for the very first time.
You.
Get your damn hands off her.
So the guitar that Marty used in that scene, that classic Gibson guitar, is, and I had no idea. I thought that thing would have made its way through all sorts of rock and roll, hard rock cafes and Smithsonian and whatever else. But the reality is they have no idea where it is.
What do you mean?
So listen to this, because they're trying to get it back, and they actually recruited Michael J. Fox to help with this video.
There's something very important that all of us are involved with.
We need your help. We are on the lookout for a missing guitar. We're trying to find the guitar I played in Back to the Future.
No one's seen that guitar since 1985, and we need to find it.
Somehow it's vanished.
Erased from existence. It's somewhere lost in the space-time continuum, or it's in some Teamster's garage.
This guitar has been lost to the future.
We're kind of hoping you can help us find it.
Ask your friends, ask your relatives, ask your bandmates.
If you know where it is, if you know who has it, call us, text us.
You can go to losttothefuture.com or call this 800 number below. We need your help.
We'll make a hero out of you.
We will all be so grateful.
Yo, hold
so
on a
here's
second.
the problem, because this is what happened. So for the movie, the props department just went out and rented a guitar from a place called Norman's Rare Guitars in L.A.
Okay.
They used it for the shoot, and then they just returned it to the store. So I'm guessing Norman's sold it. And the person who bought it, because you have to understand, when they shot Back to the Future, there was probably a great deal of time that guitar went back and just sat on the shelf at the guitar store where nobody knew what happened to that guitar. Because you shoot a movie and you're like a year and a half out. So in that window, somebody may have just gone in and picked up that guitar, not even knowing, and then not even knowing anything. They probably saw the movie and were like, oh, that's the same guitar I have, not knowing that is the same guitar I have.
So why don't they? I mean, it's easy, guys.
Is it? I love how Michael J. Fox was like, text me. Okay.
Sure, Mike.
How? What do you mean it's easy? That's so difficult.
Hop in the DeLorean.
Oh, there we go.
Go back in
Okay,
time.
sorry, my
to the
bad.
last time
Why did
you
I
had the
ask?
guitar.
Yes.
And swipe it.
Right. Okay.
But
Yes.
then you change the timeline.
Yes.
And the whole space-time continuum.
Yes.
Right? Then you worry about running into your
right
old self.
Right. And what happens to the guy who bought the guitar? Maybe that guy who bought the guitar had a great life because maybe his kid was like, Dad, this is the only thing in the world that I want. And that dad worked like 6 months overtime. And then he finally had enough money and he went back to Norman's guitar store and he bought that guitar for his kid. So if you go back in time and make sure that guitar doesn't wind back up at the guitar store, what happens to that kid's life? Probably divorced from his wife, the husband, because he couldn't, because they sold the guitar out from under him and he didn't work hard enough, fast enough, right? Maybe that kid grew up to hate him.
Sounds like a butthead.
Right?
To me.
Who knows? Wow. Who knows what happens? You can't start messing with stuff like that, Mocha.
Morbid, man.
Anyway, it was a sweet guitar.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
This is a wild stat. I think I heard this one of the guys on maybe Barstool or one of the hockey things on Barstool. So let me read you this stat here. Going into tonight's Stanley Cup Final, Game 1, Oilers and Panthers.
In Edmonton, 8 o'clock on Sportsnet.
The Edmonton Oilers are the 8th team in league history to lose their first 2 games of the playoffs and make it to the finals. So they are the 8th team in league history to lose the first 2 games of the Stanley Cup playoffs, right? Round 1, and make it to the finals. Here's the other 7 teams. The 92 Penguins, the 93 Habs, the 2002 Wings, the 2006 Hurricanes, the 2011 Bruins, the 2014 Kings, and the 2018 Capitals. All 7 of those teams won the Cup that year. So they are the 8th team in league history to lose the first 2 games and make it to the Stanley Cup Finals. All other 7 teams who lost their first 2 games won the Cup that year. That's a crazy stat. Right? That's a crazy stat. 8 o'clock is game time.
Can't wait, bro.
Speaking of Barstool, Dave Portnoy, the guy who runs Barstool and does those pizza reviews, I like watching his pizza reviews.
Same.
Yeah, they're
He's
great.
honest.
They're quick. Yeah, he likes people. He likes the restaurants. He was in Toronto because there was a Bitcoin convention that was going on, and he was at Terraza on Harvard Street, and as he was walks outside. His whole thing is he goes in, gets a pie, comes outside, opens it up, takes a bite, and then gives his review, right? So he's on the sidewalk, and there's a bunch of people around. And I guess somebody in Toronto drove by, and here, you'll hear this.
Place is very cool on the inside. We got Frankie Lazzani's whole story, which almost seemed borderline not believable. See, there we go. There we go. What are you guys laughing about? Terrible.
So what happened is that Dave Portnoy's Jewish, and somebody drove by in a car and yelled, F the Jews.
Oh, my goodness.
And then he just he said it wasn't going to let him affect his pizza review. But this is, I'm guessing, sort of tied into why that particular phrase was used or slur was used was because at the Barstool Bar in Philly 2 weeks ago, you know when you get bottle service and you can pay and they bring out that giant sign?
Yeah.
Right, with the sparklers and the everything else. So at his bar in Philadelphia last month, somebody paid the people who work at his bar to write F the Jews on that sign and walk it over the table, and everybody was loving it and having a great time. And then he freaked out and went after the two guys that paid and fired the two people who worked at the bar and everything else. So this, unfortunately, is Toronto's rep. I was talking to somebody not that long ago who doesn't live in this city anymore, and they were saying that the reputation in Toronto is that it's like wildly anti-Semitic now, where for years that reputation was Montreal's and Montreal's alone. But now Toronto, and despite making up for less than 4% of Toronto's population, they say anti-Jewish hate accounted for a staggering 40% of all hate crimes and 81% of all religiously motivated hate crimes in the city last year, according to the report. Hate crimes have increased year over year since 2019, with a dramatic 80% spike in 2023 that began immediately after October 7th. So that is the reputation that we have from people who live outside of the city. And unfortunately, we have people who run the city that don't do anything about it. So there you go.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Mr. Beast, this is a wild story here. So Mr. Beast, we know, so much money, right?
Yeah.
So much money.
This guy, the king of an empire.
Thank you. And somebody posted that Mr. Beast was the only billionaire under 30 years old to not have inherited any of his wealth. And then Mr. Beast wrote back, because even though he is technically a billionaire, Mr. Beast wrote back and go, I personally have very little money. I reinvest everything. I think this year we'll spend $250 million on content. Ironically, I'm actually borrowing money from my mom to pay for my wedding.
What? Bro.
He goes, but sure, on paper, the business I own are worth a lot. So Mr. Beast, billionaire, is borrowing money from his mom because he doesn't withdraw and he doesn't pay himself a salary.
But you have an accountant, sir.
Yeah.
You have people that manage your money.
I fully
You know
agree
you
with
have a wedding coming up. Why not set aside some of those billions for your wedding?
Mr. Beast has a guy in his phone that he could call to say, hey, I need to get a little wedding money. I need to get my hands on a little wedding money, right?
Yeah.
Like he could do that. Right? I don't know how difficult of a process that is to
who
get
do you
stuff.
call, Roz, when you need money?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I call Mr. Beast. No, I call my mom.
Rich millionaire.
But yeah, you have a guy like,
come on, man.
Like people with that kind of money, you got a guy. I got a guy. Not that I don't have a great guy. I mean, he is awesome, but he doesn't do a lot of work for me, right? I'm not Mr. Beast, right? I don't got $1 billion. But if you got $1 billion, you should have two guys in your phone. Not just one guy, because what if that guy chokes on a chicken bone, right? You got to have two guys in your phone. Two guys.
What a sweet lady Mama Beast is, huh?
I don't know if I would. I mean, I'm sure he set her up nicely.
Yeah, but still.
Right? Like, I'm sure.
That's really nice. The Mama Beast would be like, yeah, no problem, son.
Yeah, but a Mr. Beast wedding has to be an extravagant wedding, though. Don't you think?
Oh, yeah.
Like Mr. Beast's wedding needs to be like the bridal party on a hot air balloon over top of like Dodger Stadium, right? With,
And who could survive a jump?
A reunited cast of friends, who all learned how to play piccolo for the event, all doing it together. Like the most mad ways you could spend money, you would spend money. Right? Like that has to be the Mr. Beast wedding. It can't just be like a normal affair. So if Mr. Beast goes to his ma and says, hey, Ma, I need, 1.6 for my wedding.
She's like, cool, you transfer
Cool, right? Like, I can only do 2,000 a day, so let me know when the wedding is.
Yeah.
Right?
Let's backtrack this.
That's a lot of money, though, man. Jesus.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
It's official. Mariah Carey's new track is out tomorrow called Type Dangerous. Here's the actual teaser for that.
Looking for the dangerous type. Looking for that danger. Looking dangerous. I like 'em dangerous. That's my type. Looking for the dangerous type. I said I like 'em dangerous.
Mid at best.
It's fantastic. I have to say that.
But no, what do you really feel? I need an
It sounds
honest
like
opinion.
honestly, it sounds like every other new song she's put out in the last few years.
So- Just to say it
it's
doesn't
not
sound good.
bad, but
Yeah,
it's
it is.
not good.
It's not good.
No, not
it's
at all.
not good.
No.
At all.
No.
Right?
Not
Let me
good.
hear a little bit of it again. It's very basic, I would say.
Oh, if that.
Looking for the dangerous type. Looking for that danger. Looking dangerous. I like 'em dangerous. That's my type. Looking for the dangerous.
I'll also say this. I think that when you put so many people on a track where everybody has a hand and these tracks have 45 people working on them, and I think they're doing such a disservice, and I think that it is such a crime to produce something to the point of where Mariah Carey is nothing like Mariah Carey. That sounds
Yeah.
like AI.
I was gonna say it sounds like bad AI.
It sounds
That's what
bad
that sounds
AI.
like.
But can we
That's what
agree
that-
she sounds half decent?
She doesn't
No,
sound
she
like
doesn't.
anything.
We cannot.
The
answer is no. We
I'm
can't.
just trying to think of can we say one positive
No,
thing?
because I'm trying to be honest, Maureen. I would like the same from you. That's all I ever ask.
I'm being honest. I said
No, you
it's-
don't like the song, man.
I don't like.
You don't like this song, and
Just
I
say it,
I
man.
think it's such an unbelievable
She ain't listening,
disservice
bro.
to take one of the most iconic voices in pop and do this.
I know, but the Canadian Lambs look to me.
It doesn't matter.
don't,
No,
you
they
liar.
don't. They look for honesty. That's all they want. Otherwise, you sound like a shill,
Mm-hmm.
right? Yeah, but no, to me, I don't know. Like that nothing says Mariah Carey about
It
that
sounds
song.
lifeless.
Thank you.
I can be
There's
honest.
no-
That's a great way to
There's
put
no
it, Shem.
soul. There's
Nothing.
No high notes.
No, there's nothing, man. Oh, that's sad. I was hoping for something better.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
CAA released their list of the worst roads in Ontario.
Let me guess, Bathurst.
Nope.
Wow.
Shepherd's on there.
East or west?
Shepherd West. Shepherd West. Cider Road in Fort Erie. Hey, shout out to Fort Erie. Highway 50 in Caledon. Levesque Road in South Frontenac. Wow, they really went deep in this. Here, Ontario Street, Mississauga. Eglinton Avenue West in Toronto.
Of course.
It's terrible. County Road 49 in Prince Edward County. Jeez.
What? There's no one on that.
That's number 3.
That's the third
That's
worst
the
road in
third.
Ontario?
Yeah. I guess there's bodies under it or something. I don't know. Barton Street East in Hamilton at number 2.
There you go.
Oh, yeah.
There we go. And Aberdeen Avenue in Hamilton, number 1.
Aberdeen, yo, that's second
Every
year in
year.
a row.
No, third. Every year.
Second year in a row. Barton Street must be so happy because Barton was number 1
Forever.
in 2022 and 2023.
Yep.
And then last year, Aberdeen took that top spot.
Yes, they did.
Back to back, huh?
Yes, they did.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
They said that there was no hype and that all the talk of the cost of the tariffs and the pre-order problems and putting it on sale and then pulling it off. But the hype for Nintendo Switch is real. I saw last night for the first time in years massive actual lineups out in front of stores at midnight from physical people. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people came out. So this is 8 years after the original version hit shelves. This is the first iteration of the Switch to come out since then. The first one sold 150 million units, according to Nintendo, making it the third best-selling console of all time, right behind the PS2 and the Nintendo DS. Here's the lineup situation. So everybody went to pick up their pre-orders. 70% of Best Buy customers, 70% of Best Buy customers indicated that they wanted to pick up their Switch 2 in store, and the vast majority of those customers showed up last night at midnight.
Wow.
Here's a clip of the guy from one GameStop where he was the first one
On the very bottom.
The first switch too, bro.
Just this?
Yep, just that today.
Bye.
Hey.
No!
Yo!
I saw a bunch of other posts where people were paying people for their spot in line.
Really?
At like the last minute.
Because right now, you can pre-order, well, before today, you cannot order online to have it delivered to you.
No.
You have to physically go into a store.
Which was so smart of them.
Yeah.
So when's the like honestly, remember when iPhones used to come out?
iPhones,
and there was big lineups and it was awesome because you could talk to these people and everybody's freaking out. But now there's no more lines on anything. And it was such a brilliant move by Nintendo to not deliver that, if you pre-ordered, you had to go pick it up. Because the lineups last night there were two lines. There was one lineup for everybody that all had pre-sales, hundreds of people, and one lineup on the other side that were all people who were just walk-ins hoping to get one. Right? Like Best Buy's had 400 people waiting in line.
If I didn't have to work the hours that I do, I would have been in that line.
You would have, huh?
Yeah. By the way, in Canada, Nintendo Switch 2, like the base model, $629.99.
Damn.
If you want the bundle that comes with Mario Kart, $699.
Jesus, that's expensive. Oh my God.
Guys, I'm giving into the hype though.
Are you?
Yeah.
People are freaking out, man.
Yeah.
What are people going to do with their old Switch?
Oh, you still play. You still play. You keep him.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Jessie J took to social media earlier this week to let her fans in on her sort of immediate future plans, after being diagnosed with early breast cancer. Here's Jessie J.
I was diagnosed with early breast cancer. I'm highlighting the word early. Cancer sucks in any form, but I'm holding on to the word early. I have been in and out of tests throughout this whole period. I just wanted to be open and share it. One, because selfishly, I do not talk about it enough. I'm not processing it because I'm working so hard. I also know how much sharing in the past has helped me with other people, giving me their love and support and also their own stories. I'm an open book. It breaks my heart that so many people are going through so much. Similar and worse. That's the bit that kills me. I just want to and just let you guys know it wasn't something I'd planned. I'm getting to keep my nipples. That's good. It's a weird topic and a weird situation. It's a very dramatic way to get a boob job. I am going to disappear for a bit after Summertime Ball to have my surgery. And I will come back with massive and more music.
Oh, Jessie J, sending you so much love, girl.
Tons and tons and tons. That's tough. 37 years old, too. 37.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Donald Trump is resurrecting his travel ban from his first term as U.S. president, signing a proclamation waiting Wednesday night, preventing people from a dozen countries from entering the U.S. Those countries include Afghanistan, Burma, Chad, Republic of Congo, Equatorial Guinea, Eritrea, Haiti, Iran, Libya, Somalia, Sudan, and Yemen. Additionally, there are restrictions for people from Sierra Leone, Togo, and Turkmenistan, as well as Venezuela. Here's Donald Trump.
Very simply, we cannot have open migration from any country where we cannot safely and reliably vet and screen those who seek to enter the United States. That is why today I am signing a new executive order placing travel restrictions on countries including Yemen, Somalia, Haiti, Libya, and numerous others.
So this was very similar to what he did in 2017, and then it was struck down, but then it was retooled and actually was upheld by the Supreme Court in 2018. And it does make exemptions for people who are currently visa holders as well as permanent residents.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Oilers win game 1 in OT.
Woo, baby! Back to Nugent Hopkins. McDavid, it goes! Scores! Leon Draisaitl, game 1 hero!
Yo, what a game, man.
OT. I watched about an hour of it last night.
I watched the whole thing. Good comeback.
Yeah, it's a good hockey game.
Can I ask a question?
Not yet. What is it, Maury?
I was just going to say the CN Tower was lit up for
I was
Oilers.
just about to say that.
Spoiler alert.
Jeez.
Well, I don't know. I'm not in his head.
Just let the man speak.
So the CN Tower was lit up in Oilers colors, and which I highly disagree with. However, the CN Tower, just so everybody knows, is run federally. It has nothing to do with the actual city of Toronto or the province. They have no say over what goes on with the colors, so they want to be all, yes, it's Canada's team, and then that way we get Oilers colors in the city of Toronto. So that is the whole reason for that. But more importantly, every year it seems that teams that go deep in the playoffs, they get like a new anthem, right? They change the song.
Okay.
If you remember, the Avalanche did All the Small Things in 2022.
Okay.
The Blues did Gloria. Remember that song where everybody's like, play Gloria? And Pam from The Office, who's from St. Louis, was like baking cakes with like play Gloria on it.
Okay.
So this year, it's Pink Pony Club for the Edmonton Oilers.
Really?
And they play it after the game, and they play it in the dressing room. And so here, I want to play you this clip quickly. This is Biz from Spittin' Chicklets and TNT explaining Pink Pony Club, because this conversation came up, to Wayne Gretzky.
Pink Pony, is that a band or is that a song?
It's a woman. She sings a song, Pink Pony Club, and it's famous. It's on the radio. And,
Canadian? American?
I think it's an American girl, but all of a sudden it popped off. I believe she won a few Grammys, and now they're rocking it in the locker room. So I'm curious.
Pony.
Pink Pony. It's the new generation, Wayne.
I gotta get that. My ringtone.
Right, two guys have
You guys
my
got no idea.
ringtone. My ringtone.
Bro.
So the Oilers are using Pink Pony Club as their victory song and also in the dressing room after a win. So when they walk into the dressing room, and they've been doing this since the beginning of the playoffs, while the Oilers have adopted Pink Pony Club as their song, the players have refused to reveal the reason behind it. So Evan Bouchard said, we're going to keep that one within the team. And then Calvin Pickard said, I know exactly where it started, but I don't know if I want to let the secret out. I know exactly when because I was there, but I think I'm going to keep it tight to the chest. So,
I wonder if it was one of the guys maybe was caught singing the song, and then
I mean,
the rest of the team was like, just like, you know, going in on him, just breaking his balls about it.
I don't know. I mean, it's a gay anthem. It's like Chapel Roan went to. It's about going to a gay club for the first time
in L.A.
Yeah, going to a gay club for the first time and feeling great. So I'm just wondering what the actual origin was. Like, you know what I mean? Like now I'm suspect. Like, did somebody do something that somebody thought was like?
Will we ever know?
No, I don't think you'll ever know. I think that
or
if
maybe somebody was singing it very loudly while taking a shower.
I don't know.
Maybe I think I'm on Mocha's side. It's in the shower.
By the way, Panthers Oilers game 2 tomorrow,
Friday,
8 p.m. on Sportsnet.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Kylie Jenner's plastic surgeon, Garth Fisher, is now being inundated with calls. So this woman named Rachel Leary went on TikTok and she sort of like let out this desperate plea for Kylie Jenner to share information on what kind of boob job she got.
She got a boob job?
Listen to this.
This is a TikTok for Kylie Jenner, okay? If you're not Kylie Jenner and you don't care about boob jobs, plastic surgery, just keep scrolling. Girl, please, can you just tell us? I promise you, my followers, lovely, safe space on here. Please, can you just tell me /us/ anyone that's interested what it is that you asked for when you had your boobs done? To me, you have got what I am like looking for, like to have done in terms of like a boob job. It's like the most perfect natural looking boob job ever. They're still big, but whatever way you've had the implants, if they are implants, or if you had like fat transfer, to me it is perfection. That is what I aspire mine to look like.
Bro, she don't got fake boobs.
So
Kylie Jenner?
Please. So that was Rachel Leary's video. She just threw it up on TikTok. Like, she's not even famous. And then Kylie Jenner jumped in her comments and wrote 445 cc's, moderate profile, half under the muscle, silicone, Garth Fisher. Hope this helps. Right? So
what?
So Garth Fisher is her doctor. And then Garth Fisher was like, I'm honored to be acknowledged by Kylie. Her kind words were unexpected, but truly appreciated. And then Kris Jenner jumped into his comment and said, you did my first facelift in 2011, 14 years ago.
Family discount.
But anyway, so Garth Fisher now, Dr. Garth Fisher tells TMZ that he is now getting 150 calls a day for everybody who wants Kylie's boobs.
Guys, up until now, I just thought they were real.
What are you talking about? Why would you say that? Like, who's listening right now that like is going to like come down on you? for acknowledging that somebody got a boob job. Like, what's the harm in that?
This is a safe space.
What's the harm in that?
I thought they were real.
You thought they were real. This is why you always fall for things, man. You have no sense. You have no sense. I've had conversations with you.
Bro, those are private, man.
We've talked about this.
Bro, come on, man.
I actually think I remember a quote.
Dog, yo, what is this? The snitch hotline?
No. I'm joking.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Walton Goggins and Amy Lou Wood from whatchamacallit? White Lotus. So they finally did an interview together where I guess they're squashing the rumor that there was some sort of feud because he unfollowed her on Instagram, and I think she did the same, and then she got torn apart on Saturday Night Live, and he called the whole thing hilarious, and then everybody was like, well, they hate each other. Maybe there was an affair because that other cast member on the show was like, it was like summer camp, and there was, lovers and fighters and everything else. So Walton Goggins says this: there is no feud. I love this woman madly, and she was so important to me, insisting on that there is no sort of like bad blood between them. This is to Variety. There is no feud. She is love, and I know that, and I know that I am that for her too. We care about each other very deeply. And then Amy Lou said, I think it's such a comment on where we are culturally, she said, that over the fury online, she goes on to say that it's irrelevant and we don't give a bleep about Instagram. And then he went on to say that they asked him, well, why did you unfollow her? And then he says, I unfollow everybody that I work with because it's a way of saying goodbye to the character and all this stuff. So Sure. So anyway, they wound up doing an interview together for Variety because they were like, you got to squash this, or maybe they decided to squash it. I don't know, but
he owes her a follow.
Please.
Thanks for listening to the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Catch the guys live
Weekday mornings from 6 to 10
on Kiss 92.5.
Kiss925.com.
Or download the Kiss 92.5 app.